Your body is not betraying you, it is being rewritten by heaven itself. Have you noticed the exhaustion that makes no sense? The hunger that shifts without warning? The nights when sleep will not come no matter how you try? Have you asked yourself why those around you look at you with confusion, unable to understand what burns within your frame? This is not collapse. This is construction. The Almighty is bending the architecture of your very being, rewiring nerves, stretching muscles, and sharpening senses, so that you will not only endure storms, but walk through them carrying peace. God is not breaking you down, He is upgrading you for the weight of glory to come. And what will become of you? God's chosen one. You will rise as a vessel that can shoulder burdens that would crush ordinary men. A light that enters strongholds where darkness has ruled unchecked. Your body is not failing, it is being reforged into a living sanctuary. Type 777 inches, the comments, if you feel this holy rewiring stirring inside you. To every soul who has supported this channel, especially through super thanks, your kindness is oil fueling this fire, and I bless you for it. Stay with me, because the next moment will uncover why every strange shift in your body is heaven's signal of what is about to unfold. God's chosen ones. God is rewiring your body for what's coming. Your entire being is under divine reconstruction. The nervous system of your soul is not simply being adjusted, it is being rebuilt by the hand of God for a purpose far greater than what your present reality reveals. What feels unbearable now is not your undoing. It is your training. Do you realize that the heaviness pressing upon you is actually an announcement from heaven that you are being prepared for something weightier than the world has ever seen through you? And if your life feels like scaffolding shaking in the wind, could it be because the architecture of your destiny is rising higher than your eyes can currently see? In the gym of life, muscles tremble under weight, and the untrained body screams, "I cannot go further." Yet day after day, repetition after repetition, the body adapts. The impossible becomes possible. The weakness becomes strength. God is training you with the same principle, but His training is for the spirit, not merely the body. As the Apostle Paul declared in Romans 5:3-4, we rejoice in our sufferings, knowing that suffering produces endurance, and endurance produces character, and character produces hope. Could it be that the very pain you want to escape is secretly shaping you into the person heaven needs you to become? Could your trials be the fire forging you into a vessel unbreakable by ordinary storms? You feel the pressures of life rising like a flood. Bills increase. Voice misinterpret you. Responsibilities multiply with no helping hands in sight. At times you wonder, why is no one standing with me? Why does the silence feel louder than the noise of my problems? And yet, what if this isolation is not abandonment at all, but the sacred classroom of heaven where God Himself is the only teacher? Job once cried out in anguish, "Though He slay me, yet will I trust in Him." Job 13:15. Will you anchor yourself in that trust when everything else feels unsteady? Will you believe that the silence of people is only creating space for the voice of God to be heard more clearly? At times, you may wonder if your entire system is about to collapse under the strain, the nights without sleep, the days without relief. The moments when your chest tightens with the weight of invisible responsibility, are these not the very symptoms of transformation? Collapse is not what is happening. You are being rewired for a current you have never carried before. God is fortifying your soul for responsibility, wisdom, and influence that will soon pour through you. Ordinary men and women snap under lesser stress. But you, chosen one, are being prepared to master what would destroy others. Psalm 28 contra 7 declares, "The Lord is my strength and my shield, in him my heart trusts, and I am helped." If he is your shield, then is it possible that the heaviness pressing against you is actually the hammer reshaping you into steel? History confirms this truth. Viktor Frankl, the Austrian psychiatrist and Holocaust survivor, once said, "When we are no longer able to change a situation, we are challenged to change ourselves." He was not merely speaking philosophy, he lived it in the darkest of prisons where despair swallowed nations. His survival was not just endurance, it was transformation. In the same way, God is not only changing your situation, he is changing you, reshaping you into one who can outlast storms and rise above trials. Does this not stir you to believe that what feels like breaking is actually becoming? And if Frankl could find meaning in the ash of Auschwitz, how much more can God pull resurrection from the ashes of your circumstance? Isaiah 42:2 proclaims, "Those who wait for the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings like eagles. They shall run and not be weary. They shall walk and not faint." When you feel fatigue pressing against your chest and your nights seem endless, is it possible that these are not signs of weakness, but evidence that new wings are forming, that your destiny is calling you higher than your current strength allows? And so God is remaking you from the inside out? Could your weariness be the sacred cocoon from which you will one day break forth in strength unimaginable? Every sleepless night, every tear shed in silence, every responsibility you thought would crush you, these are not wasted moments. They are evidence of your training, divine proof that heaven has already invested in your capacity to carry more. For 2 Corinthians 2:10 reminds us, "When I am weak, then I am strong." Weakness is not your end. It is the birthing room of divine resilience. Could the very moments you wish away be the very instruments God is using to make you unshakable? Could the days you count as losses be written in heaven as victories? The world around you may not understand. They may call you fragile, unqualified, or finished. But heaven calls you chosen, remade, and appointed. You are not collapsing, you are being constructed. Not diminished, you are being destined. And when the fullness of this rewiring is complete, you will stand in places you never imagined, carrying burdens that once terrified you, speaking words that pierce darkness like lightning in the night. And perhaps the very people who doubted you will one day seek the shelter of the strength God built through your storms. So rise, chosen one. Do not shrink beneath the pressure, for it is proof of your preparation. Lift your head high, steady your steps, and declare with authority that your system is being rebuilt for glory. The shaking is not the signal of your end, but the trumpet of your beginning. You are being rewired for what is coming, so stand tall, for your unveiling is near. Heaven is not merely watching, heaven is waiting for you to step into your strength. Your sleep patterns are shifting, and this is no small matter. Nights that once carried rest now stir with an unexpected alertness, while afternoons that should fuel productivity suddenly drag your body into an unplanned collapse. Have you noticed how your rhythms seem to betray you? Could it be that your body is not malfunctioning, but being recalibrated for a divine timetable? And if that is true, could it mean that heaven is whispering a new song into your body, rewriting the very way you experience rest? What if the disruption you fear is the confirmation you prayed for? Many call themselves lazy when fatigue arrives uninvited. They whisper accusations to their own souls. Why am I not normal? Why can't I keep up with the routine everyone else follows? Yet shame has no place in the life of the chosen. What feels like weakness may be the exact doorway through which your assignment is revealed. As Ecclesiastes 3:1 declares, "To everything there is a season, and a time for every purpose under heaven." Could it be that your strange hours are proof that your purpose is being aligned with a time beyond your own understanding? And if heaven is shifting your schedule, are you willing to trust a rhythm that others will never comprehend? Think of those in the emergency rooms of hospitals, souls who must awaken when others sleep, whose callings demand sharpness when the world slumbers. Their bodies learn to resist the tyranny of the 9 to 5 because their assignments are urgent, unpredictable, and holy. In their exhaustion, they discover strength they did not know existed. You too are being trained for a rhythm that is not of this earth. As the psalmist wrote, "At midnight I rise to give you thanks for your righteous laws." Psalm 119-62. What if the very hour you toss in bed is the hour heaven summons you to rise? And if your fatigue comes at noon, could it mean that your spirit has already spent its energy in the hidden places of midnight prayer? You may ask yourself in the silence of the night, why does my spirit awaken when the city is quiet? Why does my mind burn with ideas when the world says I should rest? These are not accidents. They are signals that your inner clock is being rewired. God knows when your spirit must awaken to pray, when your mind must sharpen to receive vision, and when your body must collapse into deep rest so that it can endure the weight of tomorrow's assignment. Acts 16:25 reminds us, "About midnight Paul and Silas were praying and singing hymns to God, and the prisoners were listening to them." Could your sleepless hours be the very stage where your midnight worship breaks chains unseen? Could the burdens that stir you awake actually be chains falling from others? Because heaven trusted you to carry them in prayer, it will confuse those around you. They will not understand why you are alive at midnight, but drained at noon. They may question your discipline, your strength, or your worth. But is it not written in Isaiah 55:8, "For my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways, declares the Lord"? Could this very mystery be the fingerprint of heaven on your body, what the world calls disorder? Heaven calls design. What the world calls weakness, God calls preparation. And if the misunderstanding of people becomes part of your cross, is it not also part of your crown? The German composer Johann Sebastian Bach, whose sacred music carried worship through centuries, once said, "Music's only purpose should be the glory of God and the recreation of the human spirit." In the same way, your new rhythm, though misunderstood, exists for glory and renewal. Like a symphony written in heaven, your life is shifting keys, sometimes soft and restful, sometimes loud and uncontainable, but always moving toward divine harmony. Can you sense that your disrupted nights are actually the overture to a larger song? And if every note of exhaustion is simply a rehearsal, then what will the performance look like when heaven fully releases your destiny? The prophet Samuel was awakened as a child in the temple when God called his name in the night. Had he dismissed it as restlessness, would he have missed his destiny? 1 Samuel 3:10 records. Asterisk, the Lord came and stood there, calling as at the other times, "Samuel, Samuel." Then Samuel said, "Speak, for your servant is listening." What if the interruptions in your sleep are not interruptions at all, but invitations to hear what others are too asleep to notice? And if God trusted Samuel with a nation through midnight calling, could he be trusting you with a mission through your own sleeplessness? You may feel tempted to fight these changes, to label yourself broken. But what if the very thing you resist is the doorway to revelation? Each awakening is a clue. Each unusual rest is an instruction. Your inner system is not deteriorating, it is synchronizing with heaven's timing. Could the very schedule you despise be the secret alignment with God's calendar for your destiny? Could every nap, every sudden collapse into sleep, every unexplainable burst of energy be holy signs that your life is stepping into synchronization with eternity itself? Every unusual night is proof that your life is no longer ordinary. Every unexplainable hour of exhaustion is training for a moment when heaven will call you outside of routine. Psalm 63 contra 6 declares, "On my bed I remember you. I think of you through the watches of the night." And if David found God in the watches of the night, will not God meet you in the same sacred hours? And if David's psalms could echo through generations born centuries later, could it be that your midnight obedience is planting seeds that will bloom in souls you may never meet? The world runs on routine, but chosen ones are trained to move in rhythms divine. Your unusual sleep is not a curse, it is a sign that your body is being tuned to hear when others are deaf, to see when others are blind, to act when others are paralyzed by routine. Do you feel it? Heaven is setting your watch by its own hand. And if heaven is setting your watch, then what you call inconvenience is actually inheritance. What you call interruption is initiation. What you call confusion is the call of God written into your very biology. Cerise, chosen one, do not despise the shifting of your patterns. Embrace them as proof that your assignment is near. Your midnight is not madness, it is a mission. Your exhaustion is not weakness, it is recalibration. Lift your voice in the night, open your eyes in the stillness, and step into the rhythm of the divine. For you are being prepared to stand awake when the world sleeps, and to rest when the world strives. The trumpet of your calling is sounding in the silence. Will you answer? Will you dare to believe that your strange nights are not curses, but confirmations? Unexplained fatigue is not random, it is divine surgery being performed in the secret places of your soul. There are mornings when you rise from your bed already weary. Even though your body lay still through the night, the heaviness greets you before your first step. And every ordinary task feels like a mountain pressing on your chest. People may glance at you with judgment, whispering words like lazy or undisciplined. You might even begin to echo their voices inside your head, fearing that you are losing the sharp edge you once carried so easily. Yet what if the truth is entirely different? What if your fatigue is not weakness but a sacred signal? Could it be that God is holding you on his operating table, cutting away what would poison your future, performing a surgery so deep that only heaven understands the cost? And if the weight you carry is not decay but design, are you willing to see your exhaustion not as an enemy, but as evidence that transformation is already in progress? Jesus once revealed the mystery of pruning in John 15:2. Every branch in me that does not bear fruit, he takes away. And every branch that does bear fruit, he prunes, that it may bear more fruit. Pruning is never painless. A branch trimmed feels the sting of loss, but hidden within the pain is the promise of greater fruit. Could it be that your fatigue is heaven's pruning knife, that the parts of you that no longer serve your future are being stripped away so your destiny can blossom? And if so, could the very heaviness you despise be the preparation for a harvest far greater than you imagined? How different would your days feel if you saw them not as punishment, but as prophecy? Consider how technology behaves during an update. The phone slows, apps freeze, systems lag. It appears broken to the impatient user, but within, hidden codes are being rewritten, vulnerabilities patched, power expanded. When the process is complete, the same device that frustrated you now operates with renewed speed and strength. Could your life be going through a heavenly update? Perhaps God is reprogramming your spirit at a depth too profound for you to measure. The exhaustion is the lag, the temporary slowing down, while your system is rewritten for higher capacity. Could the reason you feel unable to function in old ways be because you are being upgraded into new ones? Isaías 43:19 declares, "See, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs up. Do you not perceive it? I am making a way in the wilderness and streams in the wasteland." Yet, when you are in the wilderness, you rarely see the stream until it bursts forth. Could it be that your fatigue is the wilderness before the water? Could it be that the weariness you hate is only the shadow of the new thing already springing up? And if God is making a way in wastelands, could your body's exhaustion be the holy sign that He is carving out new pathways in you? There are moments when activities that once energized you now leave you hollow. Conversations you used to enjoy suddenly exhaust you. Environments where you once felt alive now seem suffocating. These are not random shifts. They are the fingerprints of divine transformation. Your inner system is rejecting what no longer aligns with your calling. Just as Israel could not remain slaves in Egypt and still inherit Canaan, you cannot cling to old spaces and still step into your promise. Could it be that God is pulling you away from what drains you because those places cannot sustain the weight of who you are becoming? And if He is removing these comforts, is it not because He intends to replace them with something far greater? Psalm 34:8. The Lord is close to the brokenhearted and saves those who are crushed in spirit. What if your exhaustion is not abandonment but closeness? Could the crushing you feel be God's way of breaking open the ground for a new seed to grow? Every sigh you release might be a stone lifted from old foundations. Every tear shed could be watering the soil for a new structure to rise. Could it be that fatigue is not your spirit dying, but your new spirit forming? Nature itself teaches us this mystery. The caterpillar, before becoming a butterfly, dissolves into a state so unrecognizable it looks like death. Hidden inside the cocoon, the old body is deconstructed so that wings can form. To the outside observer, it appears lifeless. Yet within, beauty is being built. Could your unexplained exhaustion be your cocoon? And if so, could every drained moment be the sacred alchemy where weakness transforms into wings? The redwood trees stand for centuries, their majesty unmatched. Yet their strength is not in what is seen above ground, but in the roots beneath. Those roots stretch deep and wide, intertwining with others, forming an underground fortress that anchors them through storms. Could your fatigue be the stretching of hidden roots? Could the weight pressing on your body actually be your soul expanding beneath the surface so you can withstand storms not yet arrived? Rivers after floods carry mud, debris, chaos. They look dirty, useless. But in time, the waters clear, carving new channels, creating fertile ground for growth. Could your exhaustion be a flood in your system, muddying what once was clear, only so that God can carve a brand new path for your destiny? And if the flood is confusing you now, could it be because you cannot yet see the fertile soil it is leaving behind? Paul echoed this paradox in 2 Corinthians 4:16. Though outwardly we are wasting away, yet inwardly we are being renewed day by day. Could your visible weakness be nothing more than a veil hiding invisible renewal? What if every day you feel drained is actually a day your inner strength is multiplying in silence? And if your outer shell is crumbling, is it not because your inner foundation is being rebuilt in power? Yes, there are moments when your body feels like stone, heavy and immovable. Hours when your spirit is weary, your mind fogged, your will dim. Yet perhaps these hours are not defeat, but surgery rooms where heaven is removing disease, insecurity, fear, and doubt. Could it be that your great physician is cutting away all that would weigh you down in years to come? Could the very fatigue you dread be the anesthesia under which God performs his miracle work? Here lies the paradox. The very things that appear to disqualify you are the things that prove you are chosen. When conversations feel shallow, it is because your spirit now hungers for deeper waters. When activities drain you, it is because your assignment requires sharper focus. When environments suffocate you, it is because your destiny cannot fit in small spaces. Could your discomfort be your confirmation? Could your fatigue be your doorway into the extraordinary? Isaiah 40:29 proclaims, "He gives strength to the weary and increases the power of the weak." If this is true, then your exhaustion is not the end of strength, but the soil in which divine strength is planted. Could your weariness be the very field where heaven sows resilience? And if he is planting something new in you, will not the harvest shake nations? So stop labeling yourself broken. Stop calling your fatigue failure. See it instead as proof that you are being rebuilt. What feels like collapse is construction. What feels like weakness is wiring for new strength. You are not falling apart, you are being upgraded. This is divine surgery. And when the process is complete, you will not just recover, you will rise. So rise. Chosen one. Stop cursing the exhaustion and start blessing the surgery. Stop shrinking in shame and start standing in surrender. Lift your head, steady your heart, and declare that you are under divine operation. The process may be painful, the fatigue may be heavy, but the outcome will be glory. For when the surgery is finished, you will not simply survive, you will soar. Strange appetites and unexpected cravings are not random, they are divine signals encoded into your very being. Have you noticed how your appetite shifts in ways you cannot explain? Meals that once delighted your senses now seem tasteless, uncomfortable, or even draining. Dishes that used to bring joy now leave you unsettled, restless, and heavy. And then, without warning, you find yourself drawn toward lighter foods, cleaner water, fresher fruits and vegetables, as if your body is whispering a hidden message to your soul. Could it be that these cravings are not ordinary, but sacred? That they are signs of heaven preparing your vessel for the weight of what is coming? And if so, are you paying attention to these holy signals? Or are you dismissing them as coincidence? Most people assume that such changes are simply the result of age, preference, or mood. Yet what if your appetite is not being guided by biology alone, but by heaven's hand? What if these new desires are not about health trends, but about destiny? In Daniel 1:12, Daniel and his companions refused the royal food and wine, choosing instead vegetables and water. Scripture records that after 10 days, they looked healthier and better nourished than any of the young men who ate the royal food. Could it be that the same Spirit who whispered to Daniel is whispering to you now, steering you away from indulgence and aligning you with strength? And if God is adjusting your appetite, will you resist it? Or will you embrace the change as evidence that you are chosen for something higher? Think of the athlete training for the Olympics. Their training is not only physical, but dietary. Every bite matters. Fuel must match the fire of their calling. They cannot consume what the crowd consumes and still expect to carry the weight of their discipline. Heavy meals may satisfy briefly, but sabotage performance. In the same way, you cannot feed your destiny with what fuels the ordinary. Philippians 3:19 warns of those whose God is their belly. But for you, chosen one, the shift in appetite is a sign that your belly is no longer your God. Your God is your God. Could it be that the cravings you feel are heaven's discipline, shaping not only your body but your spirit for clarity, endurance, and unshakable resilience? And yet, these changes can feel strange. There will be times when you sit at a table filled with the foods you once loved, only to find your body revolting against them. Meals that once comforted now make you restless. Desserts that once delighted now weigh you down with fatigue. Environments filled with indulgence suddenly feel suffocating. Conversations around tables of excess leave you empty, as though your soul is crying, "I was not made for this anymore." These are not coincidences. They are confirmations. Just as Israel had to reject the leeks and onions of Egypt to taste the milk and honey of the promised land, so too must you release old appetites to inherit your destiny. Could your restlessness be the holy indicator that God has already shifted you from slavery to inheritance? Psalm 81:10 declares, "Open wide your mouth and I will fill it." Could your unusual cravings be God Himself filling your hunger with what strengthens you? What if your sudden thirst for water is more than hydration? It is heaven cleansing your temple. What if your longing for fresh food is more than health? It is your spirit aligning with purity. And if your appetite is already shifting, does it not mean your destiny is already closer than you think? Could it be that your taste buds are the first sign that your future is being written in your body? Even nature testifies. The eagle does not waste energy on scraps. It feeds on prey that sharpens its vision. The deer, sensing danger, drinks only from clean, flowing streams, not stagnant waters that carry disease. Could it be that God is giving you the instincts of the eagle and the discernment of the deer? Your body is rejecting what blinds and embracing what sharpens, rejecting what poisons and embracing what cleanses. And if creation itself knows how to choose its fuel for survival, how much more is God training you to feed your destiny? But here is a warning, and it must be heard. Throughout history, some rejected God's discipline in appetite and reaped destruction. Belshazzar, king of Babylon, feasted arrogantly with the sacred vessels of God's temple, indulging his appetite in pride and defiance. That same night, as Daniel sunk records, the hand of judgment wrote upon the wall, Mene, Mene, Tekel, Parsin. His kingdom was weighed, found wanting, and taken from him. Appetite destroyed his throne. Do you see it? Cravings can crown kings or crush them. Could your obedience in appetite be the very thing that determines whether you rise or whether you fall? And then there is Jesus in the wilderness. After 40 days of fasting, when his hunger was at its peak, Satan tempted him to turn stones into bread. But Jesus answered in Matthew 4:4, "Man shall not live on bread alone, but on every word that comes from the mouth of God." If the Son of God himself refused to bow to appetite, is it not proof that victory over appetite is essential to victory over destiny? Could it be that your strange cravings are not about food at all, but about training your spirit to hunger for God above all else? Your strange cravings are not curses, they are clues. They are holy signals encoded into your biology, aligning your vessel with your assignment. Each craving for water is the Spirit washing you clean. Each rejection of processed food is heaven stripping away toxins of the past. Each longing for simplicity is your system preparing for clarity in the future. Could it be that your very cells are prophesying your destiny? that your DNA itself is being tuned like strings on an instrument for the song God is about to play through your life. Isaiah 55:2 asks, "Why spend money on what is not bread, and your labor on what does not satisfy? Listen to me, and eat what is good, and you will delight in the richest fare." Could it be that God is teaching you to reject the false satisfaction of the world so that you might taste the richness of His provision? What if your body's rejection of certain foods is not an inconvenience but an invitation to delight in what only God can provide? So rise, chosen one. Do not despise the cravings that confuse you. Do not curse the rejections that feel inconvenient. These are holy signals, marking you as set apart. These changes are evidence that you are not like everyone else. For your destiny cannot be fueled by what fuels the ordinary. Lift your head, embrace the discipline, and declare that your appetite belongs to heaven. For every craving is a clue. Every rejection, a reminder that you are being prepared. Your future requires a vessel strong, clean, and unshakable. And when you yield to this divine realignment, you will not only endure, you will conquer. You're being pulled away from crowds. And this separation is not a random shift, but a sacred operation of heaven. Places that once overflowed with joy, laughter, and connection now feel strangely heavy, draining, or hollow. The very rooms where your presence once sparkled now weigh you down with invisible burdens. You sense the atmosphere pressing against your spirit, as though the air itself has thickened with unseen static. This discomfort is not designed to punish you, but to preserve you. It is God loosening your ties to environments that no longer fit the architecture of your future. The process feels disorienting, but beneath it lies the blueprint of alignment, like a structure being reinforced with steel beams before a skyscraper rises. You are being fortified in hidden ways for heights you cannot yet imagine. Could it be that the very emptiness you feel in those places is the sign that heaven has already shifted your seat to a higher table? The prophet Amos wrote, "Do two walk together unless they have agreed to do so?" Amos 3:3. This reveals that alignment is not casual, it is covenantal. When your spirit no longer resonates with certain circles, it is heaven declaring that agreement has ended. You are not being diminished, you are being redefined. In the language of physics, interference happens when two waves collide, weakening the signal. Spiritually, this is what happens when you remain in crowds whose vibrations no longer harmonize with your calling. The clarity of your destiny cannot emerge in the middle of distorted resonance. Just as sound engineers eliminate static to reveal pure melody, God is removing relationships that muddy your spiritual song. Each step of disconnection is an act of divine fine-tuning, not rejection. And when you think of how much clearer life feels without that static, do you not realize that peace is the ultimate proof of alignment? At first, you might misinterpret this process as antisocial tendencies or a loss of interest in people. But heaven writes a different explanation. Luke 5:16 says, Jesus often withdrew to lonely places and prayed. Even the Son of God embraced withdrawal to sustain his strength. These withdrawals were not moments of weakness, but strategies of victory. In the same way, your spirit is being drawn into quiet chambers so that clarity can be preserved. Just as a warrior steps aside between battles to sharpen his blade, you are being separated to regain precision. The silence may sting, but it is the silence that equips you for the storms ahead. Your solitude is a rehearsal for strength. Could it be that the very loneliness you wrestle with today will soon prove to be the birthplace of your next breakthrough? Science itself offers metaphors for this separation. Static electricity builds in crowded rooms, and the air becomes charged with weight. Your soul feels this same heaviness when surrounded by chatter, gossip, or shallow distractions. It clings to you like invisible dust, disrupting your peace and blurring your focus. Isaiah 2:6 assures, "You will keep in perfect peace those whose minds are steadfast, because they trust in you." What God is doing now is an act of preservation, pulling you out of atmospheres where static would contaminate your clarity. In architectural terms, He is removing unstable beams so your structure will not collapse under the weight of destiny. Each crowd you leave is a weak beam replaced by reinforced steel, and if steel must endure fire before it is strong enough to build with. Could it be that your season of fire is only proof that you are material heaven intends to use? The image of a radio dial explains this transformation perfectly. When aligned to the right frequency, sound flows as pure melody. But when interference clutters the channel, the music becomes lost in distortion. In spiritual reality, your life is being tuned like a radio. The endless chatter of wrong environments introduces static, drowning out the divine song in your soul. 1 Corinthians 15:33 warns, "Do not be misled. Bad company corrupts good character." God knows you cannot afford static in your system. That is why He shifts you, gently but firmly, away from circles that drown out your clarity. What feels like isolation is actually tuning your life, being aligned with heaven's resonance. Could the silence that frightens you actually be the tuning fork of God, striking your spirit into harmony with His will? At first, this withdrawal unsettles the heart. Invitations declined can spark guilt, and gatherings avoided can breed loneliness. Yet psychology teaches the principle of sensory overload when too much noise overwhelms the nervous system. Clarity collapses. Your soul is experiencing the same overload, and heaven is silencing the excess to restore balance. Loneliness, in this light, becomes not emptiness, but medicine. Silence, once feared, becomes sanctuary. The mind, no longer overloaded, rediscovers its sharpness, its capacity to hear whispers. This stage is not exile, but cocoon, a hidden transformation chamber where the ordinary cannot follow you. Elijah understood this mystery on Mount Horeb. After fire, wind, and earthquake shook the earth, God was not found in the chaos, but in the still small voice. 1 Kings 19:12 declares, "After the earthquake came a fire, but the Lord was not in the fire. And after the fire came a gentle whisper. The whisper emerged in silence." This is why God withdraws you from noise. He is protecting your ears for whispers. Crowds carry fire and earthquake energy, loud but not lasting. Your destiny requires whispers, gentle, precise, eternal. The more you step into silence, the sharper your discernment becomes. History also warns us of the cost of ignoring divine withdrawal. King Saul, desperate to please the people, disobeyed God's command and clung to the crowd. In 1 Samuel 15:24-26, his obsession with public approval cost him the throne. What began as fear of rejection ended as rejection itself. He lost his crown because he valued the crowd above the command. Saul's fall is a mirror. To stay where God has withdrawn, His presence is to invite ruin. Your separation, then, is mercy, not punishment. Each step away from draining circles is heaven rescuing you from Saul's fate. Your sensitivity now is proof that you are tuned to a higher signal, like a violin string tightened to achieve perfect pitch. Your spirit has been stretched. It vibrates only at its designed frequency and recoils at dissonance. Psalm 4, Astoni asurasos. In peace I will lie down and sleep, for you alone, Lord, make me dwell in safety. Each moment of peace you recover away from crowds is evidence that your string is vibrating at heaven's pitch. Resonance, in physics, occurs when a system vibrates at its natural frequency, producing amplified sound. Spiritually, you are being aligned to resonate with God's frequency, where every step, every thought, and every action carries amplified clarity. This separation is not rejection, it is redirection. It is not isolation, it is alignment. Crowds may never understand why you no longer fit, but architecture is never explained to onlookers during construction. Builders know the vision long before the scaffolding makes sense to outsiders. Likewise, God is building you quietly. Each withdrawal is a rearrangement of your inner architecture, a replacement of unstable beams with eternal ones. Silence becomes your scaffold, solitude your blueprint. Though misunderstood, you are being positioned like a cornerstone, hidden at first, but essential when the structure rises. Could it be that the very silence you endure today is the foundation that future generations will stand upon tomorrow? So rise, chosen one. Do not mourn the crowds that no longer welcome your soul. Do not fear the silence that stretches long around you. Lift your head and embrace the realignment. You are not being pulled away to diminish your life. You are being pulled away to preserve it. You are not being rejected. You are being redirected. Your frequency belongs to heaven, and your destiny requires clarity, not static. Stand tall, guard your peace, and declare with boldness that you will not trade whispers for noise nor clarity for crowds. For this is your season of divine alignment, and your destiny is demanding your full attention. Your tolerance is shrinking, and this change is not weakness, but evidence of divine purification. Have you noticed how situations you once tolerated with ease now feel almost unbearable? Words that once slid past you now sting deeply. Jokes that once stirred laughter now leave you in silence, as if your soul refuses to play along with shadows anymore. Relationships you excused, habits you carried, and compromises you once endured now press upon you like chains. This shift is not random, it is holy. It is the refining fire of God burning away what no longer belongs to your spirit. The atmosphere you live in is changing, because heaven has shifted the atmosphere within you. Like metal in the furnace, you are groaning under the heat, yet being shaped into a vessel of brilliance and strength. The very things that once numbed you now burn against your skin, proving you have outgrown them. The psalmist once prayed, "Create in me a pure heart, O God, and renew a steadfast spirit within me." Psalm 51:10. This is what is happening within you. The purity God is crafting in your heart can no longer coexist with the toxins of compromise. Like polluted water that once seemed drinkable because you knew nothing better, your soul had adjusted to environments that were never worthy of your destiny. But once you taste clean water, fresh streams of clarity, peace, and holiness, how could you ever return to the poison? One sip of what once satisfied now makes you sick, because your system has been rewired for purity. And the more you drink from that living water, the more allergic you become to what poisons you. Holiness is becoming your default setting, not because of rigid discipline, but because your heart itself has been rewired. You were once able to sit comfortably in rooms filled with gossip, shallow distractions, and lies disguised as entertainment. You excuse them as harmless, background noise in a busy life. But now your spirit rebels. It resists because you are no longer designed for compromise. Proverbs 4:23 reminds us, above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it. The shrinking of your tolerance is heaven's way of protecting your flow. What once amused you now exhausts you, for your vessel must remain clean to carry what God has assigned. Like a river redirected away from pollution, your spirit is being rerouted into pure streams. Each moment of discomfort is heaven rerouting your waters into a channel that leads to life. You are learning that you were not created to waste energy on small, toxic currents when you are called to flood entire valleys with life. This is why arguments that once entertained you now leave you drained. Words that once rolled casually through your ears now feel like a weight on your chest. People who once felt familiar now feel foreign, as though you are speaking different languages. Even your own habits, the quiet indulgences you once excused, now feel like chains pressing against your ribs. God is not punishing you, He is detoxing you. He is purging your system of the poison of compromise so your vessel can remain pure for the journey ahead. The pull of His Spirit is stronger than the comfort of compromise. Your soul is groaning not because you are broken, but because you are being born again into sharper vision. What once felt acceptable now feels suffocating because your lungs are breathing a purer atmosphere. I recall meeting a woman named Marisol, a factory worker from a small coastal town. For years, she tolerated gossip and negativity during her shifts, laughing along to fit in. But when she began a journey of faith, she said, those conversations made her skin crawl. I used to blend in, she whispered. But now, my whole body aches when I sit in those words. Her co-workers mocked her silence. But Marisol later told me it was in that silence she found her truest strength. She carried her faith quietly. And over time, others came to her for prayer in the very workplace that once mocked her. Her shrinking tolerance became the doorway to influence. And is this not how God works? He takes the irritation of today and shapes it into the authority of tomorrow. Her story is proof that when heaven rewires your appetite, even the simplest life becomes a testimony. Romans 12:2 declares, do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. The transformation begins with irritation. What once felt normal now feels toxic, not because the world has changed, but because your mind has been renewed, and so the old patterns can no longer fit. Could it be that the sharp restlessness you feel is proof that your spirit is already walking ahead into your destiny? While your body still lingers in places it has outgrown, when the mind is renewed, the body becomes unsettled with what once seemed harmless. This tension is the clash between old identity and new identity. It is heaven declaring that you are not who you were last season. You are being drafted into another dimension of clarity. And the residue of yesterday cannot survive in the atmosphere of tomorrow. You may feel guilty for outgrowing what others still enjoy. You may feel accused of being judgmental or too serious. But heaven calls it refinement. In metallurgy, gold must pass through intense fire to remove impurities. And what emerges shines brighter than before. Zecharia 13:9 declares, I will refine them like silver and test them like gold. They will call on my name, and I will answer them. Could it be that the heaviness pressing on you is the heat of refinement, burning away everything that cannot survive in the next chapter of your life? Every sigh, every silent frustration, Every weariness you feel is the fire speaking. You are chosen to shine brighter. You are not heavy because you are weak. You are heavy because you are carrying molten glory within you. There will be moments when conversations that once fascinated you now feel empty. Certain atmospheres once filled with laughter now echo like hollow rooms. Your tolerance is shrinking because your energy is shifting. You are learning to live with cleaner focus, sharper standards, and higher awareness. This is not arrogance, it is elevation. You cannot descend back into the mud once your feet have touched the mountain. And so, the mountain feels like home while the valley begins to suffocate you. Those who stay in the valley may mock your climb, but they will one day look up and see your light burning on the hill. For the higher you ascend, the thinner the air, and the fewer the voices, but the clearer the sky. Let us remember the Israelites, who longed for Egypt's food even after tasting manna from heaven. Numbers 11:5 records their complaint. We remember the fish we ate in Egypt at no cost, also the cucumbers, melons, leeks, onions and garlic. They were free, yet their appetite clung to slavery. Your shrinking tolerance ensures you will not make the same mistake. God is rewiring you to despise what once chained you, to hunger only for what sustains your destiny. Their craving for the past blinded them to the miracle of the present. But your intolerance of compromise will keep your eyes on the promise ahead. Heaven is teaching you to spit out the garlic of Egypt so you can taste the honey of Canaan. This shift can feel lonely at times, for the crowd may not understand. Friends may interpret your silence as rejection. Family may accuse you of changing too much. But what they see as rejection is in truth redirection. You are not becoming cold, you are becoming clean. Your tolerance is shrinking because your calling is expanding. Your spirit is allergic to mediocrity now, because mediocrity cannot carry the weight of your destiny. The silence you endure is not abandonment, it is a womb. What feels like loss is birth, and what feels like emptiness is the wide open space of freedom. You are not broken, you are being purified. Each restless night, each uncomfortable silence, each frustration at what once felt normal is proof of your transformation. Your spirit is refusing to settle for anything less than destiny, and so you must rise. Chosen one, do not apologize for the refinement. Do not retreat to old comforts to appease others. Stand firm in the fire that purifies, and declare boldly that you will no longer tolerate the toxins of compromise. Your shrinking tolerance is the loudest evidence that heaven has set you apart. What once bound you cannot hold you anymore. What once defined you no longer owns you. And what once satisfied you has been burned away to make room for the feast of your future. Pain in your body is not always natural. There are aches that make no medical sense, that come uninvited in the stillness of the night, flare up in the middle of an ordinary day, and leave you bewildered when doctors shake their heads and declare nothing is wrong. You begin to wonder if you are imagining it, if somehow your body has betrayed you. But what if these aches are not accidents at all? What if they are holy signals? The whisper of a deeper transformation happening in secret. The truth is, sometimes pain is not punishment, it is preparation. Sometimes the body aches, not because it is failing, but because it is adapting to carry a greater weight of glory. These sudden pangs are not simply sensations, they are messages encoded into your flesh. Proof that heaven is rewriting the very blueprint of your being. Paul reminds us in Romans 8:18, I consider that our present sufferings are not worth comparing with the glory that will be revealed in us. Could it be that your mysterious pain is not a curse but the cost of spiritual rewiring? God is stretching the limits of your physical shell so that it can carry more light, more authority, more resilience. Pain, then, is not merely discomfort, it is evidence of construction. And every construction site is noisy, messy, and inconvenient before the masterpiece is revealed. The scaffolding looks chaotic before the cathedral stands majestic. So too does your body tremble before it becomes a sanctuary fit for the Spirit of God. Imagine a young tree planted too close to a fence. For a season, the trunk bends, twisted, strained, and awkward. To the casual observer, it looks flawed. Yet, over time, because it wrestled with the barrier, the tree grows stronger, straighter, unshaken by storms. Your body too may feel twisted for a season as God reshapes it to stand tall in a new climate. The ache is like the pull of a muscle under training. It burns while the work is happening. But one day, it simply holds, firm and unshakable. Could the very tension you despise be the stretching that will allow you to stand where others collapse? For no great oak is born without the strain of the wind, and no great soul is born without the stretch of pain. Isaiah 42:29 proclaims, "He gives strength to the weary and increases the power of the weak." In this light, your weariness is not failure, but proof of divine strengthening in progress. Pain is often the prophecy of power. It arrives as trembling, but it ends as triumph. The very places that ache today may one day be the pillars where your destiny stands. The spine that throbs may soon carry authority. The heart that races may one day carry compassion vast enough for nations. Every burning sensation is a spark from the forge of heaven, where your weaknesses are transformed into weapons of grace. Of course, this is not a license to ignore real health. Wisdom demands responsibility. Get checked. Seek counsel. Care for your vessel with patience. But also, be honest about the strange aches that cannot be explained by tests. Some discomfort is not damage, it is negotiation. It is your body adjusting to a new frequency. Your nervous system learning the rhythm of heaven. Could that pressure across your chest be the stretching of capacity as new responsibilities edge in? Could that tightness in your neck be the weight of vision expanding, forcing you to lift your gaze higher? Sometimes the body registers spiritual reality long before the mind does, reminding you that you are carrying something heavier than flesh alone can bear. Job once cried in the midst of his suffering, "But he knows the way that I take. When he has tested me, I will come forth as gold." Job 23:10. Pain, in its most mysterious form, is the fire that refines. And perhaps your aches are not punishments, but refining flames, preparing you for authority and compassion. The body often feels first what the spirit is carrying, and your aches may be the echo of burdens you have not yet named. Could your pain be the chisel shaping you, carving away fear, doubt, and pride until what remains is pure and unshakable? History gives us examples too. The Spanish painter Francisco de Goya, in the later years of his life, endured mysterious illnesses and crippling pain that left him nearly deaf. Yet it was in that very season he produced some of his most profound works, art that carried depth beyond the canvas, as though suffering itself had expanded his vision. His pain became the paintbrush through which he released hidden brilliance. Could it be that your aches are doing the same, etching wisdom and resilience into the canvas of your destiny? Goya's suffering did not silence him, it deepened his colors, sharpened his contrasts, and gave voice to truths he could never have painted in comfort. So too, your pain is adding depth, brushstrokes of eternity upon the canvas of your soul. 2 Corinthians 12-9 records God's words to Paul, "My grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness." The very weakness you wrestle with is often the womb of divine strength. The tension, the tightness, the unexplained fatigue, these are not always threats. Sometimes they are the cracks through which heaven's power seeps in. When the body trembles under pressure, it is being rewired to carry influence and compassion without breaking under heat. Weakness becomes a womb. Pain becomes a midwife. And together they birth strength beyond human measure. I once spoke to a man named Elijah Cruz, a school janitor who quietly confessed that during seasons of transition, he would wake at night with unexplained pain in his hands and back. "I thought it was age," he said. "But then I realized it always happened when God was preparing me for something new. When I was about to lead a youth group, when I was called to mentor young men, when I was stepping into bigger responsibility." His body seemed to sense the shift before his mind did. What he once resented, he later saw as signals, evidence that transformation had already begun. Could your pain be the same kind of signal? An early announcement of promotion? His story shows us that holiness is often felt in the flesh before it is seen in the spirit. Psalm 34, 9 Asuras As. The righteous person may have many troubles, but the Lord delivers him from them all. Pain is never the final chapter. Deliverance always follows. What aches today will one day be remembered as the sound of your miracle being born. Pain is noisy, but so is birth. And birth is the loudest proof that something new has entered the world. The moans of labor are not curses, but announcements. The cries of stretching are not endings, but beginnings. So treat your body with care. Rest when needed. Seek wise counsel. Honor the vessel God gave you. But never forget this truth: not every ache is damage. Some aches are the labor pains of a new life being formed within you. Some aches are the sound of a miracle unfolding. Slow, noisy, impossible to ignore until it is finished. What feels unbearable today may soon be remembered as the birthplace of your authority. And when the day comes, you will stand tall, not despite the pain, but because of it. Pain will have been your tutor, your midwife, your companion on the road to destiny. So Rees, chosen one, do not despise the stretching, do not curse the fire, and do not fear the pain. Lift your head and declare, "This is not the end of me. This is the remaking of me." Stand tall in the season of rewiring. For your aches are not accidents, they are alignments. You are being formed into a vessel that will not shatter under pressure. And when the miracle is finished, you will carry glory, strength, and compassion like never before. Your senses are sharpening. Have you noticed how the world now feels like it speaks directly to you? Louder, clearer, sharper than before. Sounds that once dissolved into background noise suddenly feel charged with meaning, almost like coded messages carried on the air. Light pierces deeper, colors carry more weight, and casual comments drop into your spirit like stones rippling the water. It can feel overwhelming, like standing in a storm where every drop demands your attention. Yet this is not a curse, it is a tuning. Your vessel is being refined to capture frequencies others will miss, because heaven needs a people who can hear what others ignore. The prophet Isaiah wrote, "Your ears will hear a voice behind you, saying, 'This is the way, walk in it.'" Isaiah 30-21. Could it be that the very sensitivity you wrestle with is not weakness, But the unfolding of that promise, your ears are learning to catch the whisper beneath the roar. Your eyes are learning to detect the light hidden in shadows. Your heart is being trained to distinguish the subtle currents of motive beneath smooth words. And though this sensitivity can feel unbearable, it is the raw material of discernment. Imagine stepping into a crowded marketplace. Before, all you noticed was the chaos, voices overlapping, colors blending, feet rushing. But now, like a musician trained to hear a single violin in an orchestra, you pick out details, one voice that calls your name, a hidden gesture that carries weight, a rhythm in the way the crowd moves. This clarity is a weapon. It helps you sense danger before it arrives. Notice opportunities others walk blindly past, and discern truth in rooms where deception thrives. Could the very details you once dismissed be the compass that now leads you? Hebrews 5:14 reminds us, "But solid food is for the mature, who by constant use have trained themselves to distinguish good from evil." Your sharpening senses are not childish sensitivities. They are the proof of maturity, of training, of readiness. They are the fine edge of a sword that has been sharpened again and again until it can cut with precision. Every time you pause, notice, and discern, you are training in the art of divine perception. And in a world blurred by noise, your clarity will become a lifeline for others drowning in confusion. Of course, sharpening comes with cost. Rooms that once felt comfortable now press against your skin. Conversations that once seemed casual now feel heavy, because you can hear the dissonance beneath the words. This is why Jesus warned in Matthew 7:6, "Do not give dogs what is sacred, do not throw your pearls to pigs." Your heightened perception is the pearl, and not everyone is meant to carry its weight. Have you noticed how your spirit now resists small talk? How distraction feels like sandpaper against your soul? That is because you are no longer made to absorb chatter, you are made to carry clarity. This sharpening also teaches you the discipline of slowing down. When everything feels louder, you cannot afford to rush. You must sift signal from noise. You learn to pause, to breathe, to wait until truth emerges. Could it be that this slowness is not hesitation but wisdom, like a sculptor who chisels carefully? You are being trained to act not with impulse, but with precision. Eclesiastes 3:7 says, "A time to be silent and a time to speak." Your sharpened senses will teach you which is which, if you dare to listen. Artists across centuries have captured this tension between sensitivity and calling. In Beethoven's late string quartets, written when he was deaf, the music bends between silence and thunder, tenderness and chaos, as though he were hearing something beyond human frequency. That is the kind of sharpening you are experiencing, the world itself bending into clarity that others cannot perceive. Could it be that your discomfort is the sound of heaven's symphony tuning inside you? Give yourself permission to step back when needed. Rest is not weakness, it is the reset your refined system requires. Elijah, after his greatest victory on Mount Carmel, collapsed under exhaustion, yet won Kings 19:5 records. Then he lay down under the bush and fell asleep. All at once an angel touched him and said, "Get up and eat." Even prophets needed rest when their senses were overloaded. Your retreat is not retreating from purpose, it is retreating into alignment. Be careful, then, with cynics who mock your sensitivity, who tell you to calm down or stop overreacting. They do not understand that what feels like too much to them is the exact calibration heaven is giving you. Your sensitivity is not a flaw to fix it. is a tool to master. Like fire, it can warm or destroy, depending on discipline. Could the real question be not whether you are too sensitive, but whether you will steward this sensitivity wisely? Train your sharpened senses with boundaries, with solitude, and with prayer. Psalm 119-18, praise. Open my eyes that I may see wonderful things in your law. That is the daily exercise of those whose senses are awakening. Solitude will become your sanctuary, silence your teacher, and prayer your tuning fork. You will discover that stillness does not dull your edge, it hones it. In time, this clarity will not feel overwhelming. It will feel natural, like a seasoned sailor who reads the wind with a glance. You will move with precision through storms that terrify others. You will know when to speak and when to stay silent, when to step forward and when to withdraw. And the very sensitivity that once felt like a curse will become your greatest compass. So, rise, chosen one. Do not shrink back from your sharpening. Do not despise the intensity of your senses. Lift your head and embrace this tuning, for it is proof that your life is not ordinary. You are being trained to hear the whispers of God amidst the noise of men, to see the light hidden in shadows, to discern paths where others stumble. Stand tall, for your sharpened senses are not your burden, they are your weapon. Use them with courage, wield them with wisdom, and walk boldly into the clarity that only heaven could give. The old adrenaline rush is gone. Once upon a time, you thrived on the chaos, the last-minute scramble, the heated argument, the risky decision that left your heart racing. Those moments made you feel alive. That surge of adrenaline was addictive. It gave you the illusion of purpose, but it always left you empty, drained, or starting again from zero. But now, have you noticed how that feeling has vanished? What once felt like fire now flickers faintly. The old adrenaline rush is gone. And that is not loss, it is transformation. God has rewired your spirit away from chasing chaos and is preparing you for mastery, stability, and authority. Could it be that the very silence you now fear is the proof of strength you prayed for? Ecclesiastes 7-9 warns, "Do not be quickly provoked in your spirit, for anger resides in the lap of fools." Adrenaline once made you quick to react, quick to fight, quick to run. But wisdom requires slowness, patience, and mastery. Your spirit is no longer intoxicated by noise. It is being recalibrated for calm authority. The world might call it boring, but heaven calls it dangerous, for nothing terrifies the enemy more than a chosen one who refuses to be moved by chaos. Think about a firefighter in training. At first, the alarms, flashing lights, and roaring engines create a thrill. Their pulse races at every siren. But a seasoned firefighter no longer needs adrenaline to function. They remain calm while others panic, steady while others scream. Their skill has replaced the thrill. That is what God is doing in you. He is shifting you from survival mode to mastery mode. Chaos once defined your identity. You felt valuable when things were breaking, because you were the one fixing them. But what if you are not called merely to survive storms? What if you are called to command them? Jesus demonstrated this when he slept through the storm in Matthew 8:24-26. The disciples went and woke him, saying, "Lord, save us, we're going to drown." He replied, "You of little faith, why are you so afraid?" Then he got up and rebuked the winds and the waves, and it was completely calm. Christ did not need adrenaline to act. He carried authority that silenced chaos itself. Could it be that you are being shaped into the same image? Trained to walk into storms not with panic, but with peace? Nature itself testifies to this shift. The lion does not need to roar every hour to prove it is king. Its stillness already declares its strength. The river no longer rushes wildly when it has carved its course. Its steady flow nourishes entire lands. The mountain does not tremble to be respected. Its immovable presence speaks volumes. In the same way, your stability is becoming your authority. Could it be that God is teaching you to trade the roller coaster of chaos for the mountain of composure? Psalm 46:10 whispers, "Be still and know that I am God." Stillness is not passivity, it is power under control. It is the fire contained, steady, purposeful, ready to light the way without consuming the vessel. That is who you are becoming. Your old need for adrenaline is fading because you are no longer addicted to noise. You are being built to master it. Yet the transition feels strange. You wonder, if I am no longer rushing, fighting, scrambling, have I lost my edge? But what if your sharpness was never about speed, but about strategy? What if true strength is not how loudly you can fight in chaos, but how deeply you can stand in calm? This is the paradox of divine maturity. What looks passive to the world is lethal to the enemy. Romans 5:3-4 reminds us, we glory in our sufferings, because we know that suffering produces perseverance. Perseverance, character, and character, hope. Your calmness is not weakness. It is character forged by endurance. And that character carries hope, hope that outlives adrenaline, hope that does not burn out when the thrill fades. History warns us of the opposite path. Consider Caligula, the Roman emperor known for his insatiable lust for chaos, obsessed with spectacles, reckless decisions, and constant adrenaline. He plunged his empire into madness. His reign, though thrilling in its drama, collapsed into violence, betrayal, and assassination. His addiction to chaos destroyed him. Contrast that with Daniel, who in Babylon faced lions, conspiracies, and shifting empires, yet carried an unshakable calm. Daniel 6:10 records, "Now when Daniel learned that the decree had been published, he went home to his upstairs room where the windows opened toward Jerusalem. 3 times a day he got down on his knees and prayed, giving thanks to his God, just as he had done before." While Caligula burned out in chaos, Daniel endured through calm discipline and was exalted because of it. Which path are you being shaped for? This transformation is also psychological. Adrenaline once created a high, a surge of cortisol and dopamine, convincing you that drama meant destiny. But neuroscience teaches us that adrenaline burns the body, weakening systems when abused. God is detoxing you from the cycle of stress addiction. Could it be that the exhaustion you feel is not failure, but withdrawal, the necessary process of breaking free from chaos? The Creator is teaching your body a new chemistry, one not built on panic, but on peace. Isaiah 26:3 declares, "You will keep in perfect peace those whose minds are steadfast, because they trust in you." Peace is not bland, it is divine strategy. It is what enables you to make decisions without emotional whiplash, to carry authority without shouting, to stand in storms without sinking. The absence of adrenaline is not emptiness, it is maturity. So do not mourn the loss of chaos. Do not grieve the silence that replaced the storm. What feels strange today will one day be your greatest strength. You are no longer wired to chase drama, you are wired to master it. The fire within you has not gone out. It has been contained, refined, and steadied, ready to illuminate paths others cannot see. Could it be that your calm is not the end of passion, but the beginning of purpose? And so, chosen one, rise. Do not long for the days when chaos made you feel alive. Declare boldly that you will no longer live on adrenaline, you will live on authority. You are being prepared to carry responsibility too heavy for fragile vessels. You are being rewired to stand where storms rage and not be moved. Lift your head and embrace this transformation, for it is proof that God has chosen you to embody stability in a world addicted to chaos. Beloved chosen ones, we have walked through a powerful revelation today that God is rewiring your body for what is coming. Every strange shift in your sleep, every unexplained ache in your muscles, every change in appetite or tolerance, every sharpening of your senses, it has not been random. It has been divine preparation. Heaven has been working in silence, shaping your nervous system, tuning your spirit, aligning your vessel so that you can endure what others collapse under, carry what others cannot lift, and see what others cannot perceive. And as we close, let this truth settle deep into your soul. The rewiring process is not punishment, it is promotion. It is the sign that heaven trusts you with more. When an architect lays the foundation for a cathedral, the digging feels endless, the noise feels disruptive, but every stone is necessary to hold the weight of glory that will one day rise. That is you. God has been digging deep, removing fragile beams, replacing them with steel that will not bend when the winds of destiny blow. So do not despise the discomfort. Do not curse the process. Instead, declare boldly, my body is not breaking, it is being built. My spirit is not failing, it is being fortified. My life is not collapsing, it is being recalibrated. The aches you feel are the sound of heaven hammering, chiseling, and shaping you for the days to come. The silence you endure is the sacred workshop where God equips his chosen. Maybe you have felt weary. Maybe you have wondered if something was wrong with you. But I tell you this, you are not weak, you are chosen. You are not sick, you are being strengthened. You are not out of place, you are being positioned. Remember the words of 2 Corinthians 4:16, though outwardly we are wasting away, yet inwardly we are being renewed day by day. That renewal is happening right now, in you, as God rewires every fiber of your being. And here is the final challenge. Will you embrace the rewiring, or will you resist it? Will you lean into the sharpening, or will you numb it with distraction? These are not ordinary days. Beloved, you are not being prepared for ordinary tasks. You are being prepared for divine assignments. Heaven is raising a people who cannot be swayed by fear, who cannot be broken by pressure, who cannot be deceived by noise. That is why you are here. That is why you are listening now. If this message has spoken to you, if you have felt the hand of God confirming that, yes, he is rewiring your body, your spirit, in your life, then I encourage you, stay connected. Do not walk this journey alone. This channel is a place where God's chosen gather, where prophetic words strengthen the weary, where testimony fuels faith. So I invite you, like this message, share it with someone who needs to hear it. Comment below what God is doing in your life, and subscribe so you never miss the next word he releases. And let me pause to say this from my heart. Thank you to every one of you who supports this ministry, whether through a super thanks, through sharing these videos, or simply by watching quietly in your own space. You are valued. Your presence matters. Your faith matters. Your journey matters. You are not forgotten. And your seed of time, your seed of faith, your seed of encouragement is seen by heaven, whether you give or simply listen, whether you comment boldly or watch silently. Thank you. This community exists because of you. Now, I release this blessing over you. May your nights be filled with peace, even when God awakens you for prayer. May your body be strengthened to carry the weight of destiny. May your senses sharpen without overwhelming you. May your tolerance shrink for what is beneath you. And may your spirit expand for what is ahead. May you walk, not in chaos, but in calm mastery. May you stand tall when others fall. And may you shine with a steady fire that lights the way for generations to come. Chosen one, rise with courage. Embrace the rewiring. Walk in strength. And remember, what feels heavy today is only proof that heaven is preparing you for something greater tomorrow. Until we meet again, stay faithful, stay ready, and stay chosen.